The Bears.
Because of the way they play the nickel corner here, and the nickel corner plays 88-85% of the snaps. He's got to be like part linebacker.
The Bears.
When you're in a scouting room, there's going to be differences of opinion.
The Bears.
Well, you're looking at traits, and when he tested very, very well.
The Bears.
Greg, why are teams wrong on quarterback evaluation so up?
Number one, it's a hard position to evaluate.
Former Bears scouting director Greg Gabriel talks football live every week on the Barroom Network. Also available on demand.
Look, I think it's a good time to be a Chicago Bears fan. There's a lot to be excited about. But let me tell you something. We are past the point of excuses. If things go sour, you have used up all of the patience that Chicago has to offer.
The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Yo, Barflies, welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. You already know it's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bears fans out there. What's going on, fellas? The Bears come back from a bye week, and technically we don't even play today either, so you get 2 Sundays without the Bears football, but you can watch around the league, and well, obviously we'll get into it. We had some college football go on yesterday, and some disappointing games in the MLB playoffs, but here we are, another week to talk about Bears football. Bears traveling to the nation's capital to try and get revenge on the Washington Commanders, and it's such a big spot. Remember, this is a spot last year, fellas, where it was really the turning point of our season. You know, we were 4-2 going into Washington. We all know what happens, and literally after that, we fell apart, fellas. So this is a big game for the Bears, for the Commanders, and for Ben Johnson and company to show what we have grown from since then. But how was your all's week? I'll start with Tooch, and we'll go around the room and hit introductions and talk about, whatever. What's going on, Tooch? How was your week, man?
Long break for the Bears, 2 Sundays without any Bears football. Man, we got a lot to unpack here for Bears Commanders. I mean, I hit a lot of it. Bears, their souls, coming back to the scene of the crime, the Hail Mary derailed the Bears season last year. I think we were all kind of, after that game, well, ouch. We get Kyler back. That's going to help. Run defense, cover the slot, go over the injuries and whatnot. But Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels, whether they like it or not, their careers are inextricably linked just by virtue of being drafted 1 and 2
Yeah.
overall. So probably a big game for both those two guys. You know, Caleb's going to want to. He didn't have the best game against him last time, and you know, their careers for the first rookie season, their careers went a little differently. You know, Jaden Daniels went on to Rookie of the Year honors and an NFC Championship. There's a lot going on for this game. The Commanders knocked Ben Johnson out of the playoffs. We'll get to all that, but I'm doing well, folks.
Oh yeah, I didn't even connect that with Washington beating Detroit last year in the playoffs. So it's a revenge game for not only us but also Ben Johnson. C-Dub, man, we missed you last week, brother. How you doing, man? Yeah,
I'm doing all right, mate. A lot better this week than last week. Just the usual ducking and diving as usual, getting through life. But it just made me smile from your intro, AC, because just after the London game last year when we beat the Jaguars, I did a show with Alda and Dan Aguirre, and we were both going, everybody was going, this is fantastic, Waldron's going to be great, and everybody was positive, and then bang, within a week's time we played that Washington game, and like you said, AC, we lost 10 in a row. So I watched it the other day, and it just made me chuckle how sort of horribly positive we were that time last year. But no, doing good, man. Good to be back. And I don't know, man. I think the Bears might sneak it this week.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but I got a good feeling about this game and this team. I mean, you mentioned London. There's teams playing in London right now. Denver playing the Jets out there. Jets get their first defensive takeaway of the season early in this game. Neil, how you doing, man? How was your week, brother?
Gentlemen, licking the wounds right now. That Cubs game last night has me feeling pretty down. That was rough, man. After a couple nights ago, the massive high that you entered into last night with, what a seriously bummer of a letdown. I could imagine. I live about two and a half miles as the crow flies, about just a little northwest-ish, mainly north of Wrigley Field. I would imagine that if I opened up my windows a couple of nights ago, that I could hear the Wrigley Field erupting from my place.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed that loud through the TV. I didn't even think to do it. Way too many boozes to think that intelligently at that point. But, outside of that, hey, Irish won. The Hoosiers put a big one on Oregon, dude. So amped up about that one. My dad's an IU alum, so big IU family, big Irish family. I went to Ball State, so they got their ass pounded in yesterday by Western Michigan. That was pretty rough. But the main two got dubs. Cubs not pathetic loss, just a bummer of a loss, really. But man, another red zone Sunday ahead of us, heading into Monday night, Bears football. I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, you touched on a lot there. My wife was actually born in Indiana, so even she was like, I was so close to being a Hoosier, and I'm like, well, I'm glad you weren't. I'm a Kentucky Wildcat through and through, and she is too, because they moved down here when she was like 6. But I couldn't imagine her in those striped candy colored pants that they wear. But shout out to Indiana for going into Oregon. I didn't see it happening. Going into Oregon and beating them there. You go across the country and go get that W. And that was an impressive win for sure. And they looked pretty dominant. They kind of was pushing Oregon around, which I didn't expect.
Last year you could argue that
when they were at Wrigley.
Sorry, I was just going to say real quick, just last year you could argue that IU kind of like won with smoke and mirrors a little bit. This year they are legitimately good, I think.
Yeah.
They look legitimately like last year, that Ohio State game, I think this year they could probably maybe like run it up there with Ohio State a little bit. They look legitimately like national title contender this year. Like we knew they were going to get their teeth kicked in the playoffs. Notre Dame was going to absolutely, get after their ass.
Yeah, they kind of made it into the playoff because of their schedule last year. They didn't really have to play anybody big except for Ohio State when they did. And again, get that W was a hell of a game. And then the Cubs game, like you said, Wrigley Field was electric. You could feel it through the TV. But when we went back up to Milwaukee, it just felt like a power outage, man. And I can't explain what happened. I don't. The bats weren't going. Played well enough defensively, I guess, because you're giving up solo shots. I mean, there's not much you can do to change that other than, I don't know, but a lot of times it was full count. So if you don't give them a pitch in the strike zone, they don't pit, they don't swing at it, then you're walking them. I don't know, but yeah, it just sucks that and we saw it a few times in the Cubs this year where the offense would just go to sleep. No one could do anything offensively, and a great defensive team. I'd put us up against anybody defensively,
all over the field.
But absolutely. But like I was telling my wife, next year, it gives me hope for next year because you have Justin Steele coming back. You've got Cade Horton, who is a phenom. Probably, I don't know if he will, but should win or be up for Rookie of the Year the way he pitches. He's just a monster out there. And Imanaga get his juice back. But if you got him as your third or fourth pitcher rather than forcing him to be your ace, like him or Boyd, either one, I think you're in good shape.
You got five legit starters.
We'll have to figure out the Kyle Tucker situation, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. But you got a hell of a rotation. Like I said, it's different. We got to move on though. KB, man, how you doing over there? I know you. So KB was on his way home when we came in pre-show. So I was like, well, I'll bring you in whenever you're ready, brother. How was your week, man? And if you want to tell everybody about your fun night last night.
Oh, brother, man. So first of all, shout out, man, and to some of the upsets last night, man. It was it seemed like a wild day in football, college football last night. Y'all alluded to the Indiana-Oregon game. My Illinois team absolutely got their ass whooped by Ohio State. I mean, but it's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Michigan fucked around and found out and hurt my heart. So I'm 0-2 right now. The Texas-Oklahoma game shocked me. I wasn't expecting that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It was just upset week, pretty much. It felt like. Then to get into the weekend has been absolutely it's been a freaking torrent of just. I got on a ride and I've been going since. One of my best friends got married yesterday. Shout out to Corey and Carrie. It was beautiful wedding, man. I was blessed to be his best man. I don't know if y'all can hear the raspiness. I lost my voice at some point. A lot of drinking. A lot of drinking. We had an open bar for the wedding party. So yeah. So
you got after a little bit is what you're saying.
Yeah. I did some wholesale drinking with Terry Hoyts last night. You feel me? Like I said, man, it was a beautiful.
KB.
What'd you say, man?
How was the best man speech?
Oh man, somebody recorded it. There's a lot of shenanigans that happen. There may or may not be a video or a picture of me in a dress at some point. So y'all stay tuned for certain things. That's gonna be privy to Barroom Gang. But it was an absolute blast, man. We put on the show, and everybody that came out enjoyed it. So that was the big thing. Second of all, my son's birthday party was yesterday. Also, so it was like it's just really a busy fucking day. Happy birthday, August. He turned 9. That's been my weekend, man. I'm sitting here trying to hold in and get in here and talk football with y'all boys, man. Let's get it.
Hell yeah, KB.
Well, we touched on the upsets, but we didn't touch on the probably biggest upset, the one I was most shocked by. Penn State is really fellas. I know Matthew Fochese, you're going to hate to hear this part of the podcast, but Northwestern to beat them outright, going 22-21. James Franklin, it seems like they lost to Oregon, and it literally took their soul from them, and they have not gotten it back. I don't know. I mean, I'm in the same boat in Kentucky where we're talking about buyouts and who's got it. Who's got a good set? I don't think there's a better job in college sports than to be a fired college head coach because, I mean, Coach O doesn't have to do anything the rest of his life. Jimbo Fisher doesn't have to. Yeah, it's a pretty good gig to get if you can get it. I think Mark Stoops and James Franklin are both going to be on that list soon. Sorry, Fochese. I know you're not. I know you can't be in a good place right now. Hopefully, the Bears put you in a better place. Again, you get to watch football all day today, worry free. Just try and I don't know, man. Take it a day at a time. With me, at least I got basketball season around the corner, so I think Kentucky.
Neil and I too. We got college basketball.
Yeah, but I don't know much about Penn State's basketball team. Yeah, we'll get. Man, that was just. Anyone else got thoughts on Penn State?
They knocked out Drew Aller. Big hit, knocked him out of this for the season.
When did that happen?
Yeah,
because nobody else attempted to pass in that game.
It was early in the game, if I thought. I don't know. Fochese would know better than I. When Aller, I saw the hit on the game day recap on CBS. Broken ankle. Yep. All right.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, there was nobody else that attempted to pass in the entire game for Penn State. It had to have happened late, right? Fochese, fill us in, dude.
Let me see. Yeah, well, I'll punch that up.
Yeah,
at the time that game was going on,
they were watching They had a good backup last year who's playing for Missouri now. So. When they had to go to their backup, I don't know. I heard them talking about it on a different podcast, and apparently it was a guy who's been in college football since like 2020. Like he's been around. But I can't remember the name that they said it was. End of the third, beginning of the fourth, he said. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
The Jack Lambert,
just like you guys said, just big. Yeah, Bo Pribula. Yeah.
That's the Missouri kid.
And they almost pulled the upset against Alabama. Alabama. Yeah. Well, he was at Penn State and then transferred because he wasn't because they went with Drew Aller, obviously. So he goes to Mizzou and they go toe-to-toe with Alabama yesterday, right up until the end. But all of a sudden Alabama, they put that week one loss behind them. They're kind of building something down there. They beat Georgia. They held their own against Missouri. I'm sure they got LSU. Texas A&M will be a big game to watch them. I'm sure that's later on in the schedule. But yeah, it was a crazy day in college sports yesterday. Neil, what'd your Irish look like?
They kind of piddle-paddled around with NC State a little bit. Probably should have pounded them into the dirt, to be honest with you. But escaped with a 36-7 win, I think was the final numbers on that one.
Not close.
I mean, seriously though,
it was like 7-10 at halftime. I was a little surprised at that.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me pull this.
How did their running back play for Notre Dame? Because I remember catching one of their games earlier this season. They had a really good running back, which I quite rate. Were he playing yesterday?
They got two really good running backs. They got Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. And Jadarian Price, I mean, he's a little bit different of a back in the sense that he's probably the most in terms of running back skill set, like pure NFL running back skill set, he's probably more natural in that sense. Right. Jeremiah Love is a dynamic playmaker. Mm-hmm. Jadarian Price is really good at the line of scrimmage, sees the hole really well, great vision, good burst, hits it hard, really good in the open field too. When he's navigating traffic, he sees the field very, very well. Like I said, like Jeremiah, he's got speed and he's got quickness and he's electric and he's a dynamic playmaker and all those different types of things. Jadarian, I think, might actually be a little bit more of a natural talent in terms of just being a tailback. So, I mean, but both of those guys in the backfield for the Irish, man. I mean, it is their rushing attack is dynamic, and as long as they don't fall too in love with the rushing game, it's funny because at the very beginning of the year, we thought to ourselves, what are we have a dynamic playmaker wearing number 4. Why are we not giving him the ball? Why are we not running the football? Why are we putting this on the freshman's arm so early in the season?
Because he throws for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Correct. albeit, but also, hey, a true freshman on the road at Miami, what are we doing? Let's get the ball to the workhorses, and let's establish the ground game. Now it almost seems like, to a certain extent, we're sort of like the pendulum is going. Say again, AC?
Those losses are looking better and better now with Texas A&M and Miami both. I mean, they look like they're playoff teams, you know.
They certainly are.
Yeah.
I mean, USC is probably the only losable game left on the schedule. Everybody else, I would assume Notre Dame is going to be a double-digit favorite.
Yep.
So,
yeah, it was
pretty
like
good about that.
Practice game for the Irish, 36-7 victory over the Wolfpack. But, I mean, 300 yards and 2 touchdowns from Carr, 2 receivers with 100 yards. But Love, 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it was just it was like
a well-rounded game. You know, it was a well-rounded game yesterday.
Everybody contributed. Yeah. Yeah.
They have like 5-6 different retrievers that they like to use too. They spread the ball around very, very well.
The Texas Oklahoma game, the Red River Valley game,
Red River rivalry.
Valley
in there.
I don't know what I'm talking about. The quarterback for Oklahoma came back in that game after like 2 weeks ago having thumb surgery. Probably not the best decision, but Texas has been so disappointing. If you had asked me, before the season, or if you had told me before the season that week 7 of college football, Texas would be unranked, I would have not believed you, and Arch Manning would have been, the disappointment of the year. I wouldn't have believed you, but such that it is. They still rallied to beat Oklahoma, but I don't know. I mean, Oklahoma's defense is pretty damn good. I thought that game would stay under. I like the under in that game.
Oklahoma. I think John Mateer just came back too early, and that was their biggest issue. Oklahoma's still got a good squad. Yeah. But that game it's so hard to pick in a rivalry game like this. And I've told you this for years, Tooch, when Kentucky plays Louisville, on paper, Louisville a lot of times looks like they should blow us out. But you don't play these games on paper. You can't
right.
You can't you can't tell how good or bad a team is compared to their hatred for that other team. I've watched a 27-point favorite for Louisville with Lamar Jackson at quarterback lose to my Kentucky Wildcats with, I don't think we had anybody on that squad.
All bets are off.
It's hard to tell when with those rivalry games. And like you said, Neil, I mean, USC, that's Notre Dame's big rival is those two. When they go at it, you can throw the records out.
No, there's no doubt.
It just comes down to who wants it more. But I think it was a big deal with John Mateer not coming back or coming back too early. I don't think he was.
I couldn't find
ready.
when Aller went out of the game. There was no thing on it. But the crowd.
Did he play with the broken ankle?
I don't know. It knocked him out of the game. At least it said, but it didn't say which quarter he was knocked out. But the crowd was chanting "Fire Franklin." So
geez,
pretty loud.
Coach Cheesy, can you give us a little bit of a breakdown of what happened there, dude, in the chat? Just tell us.
Okay,
did he play the rest of the game on the broken ankle? What happened there?
End of third, beginning of the fourth quarter, knocked out.
No, I'm with you, but why did nobody else attempt it? I didn't watch that game. It was on during Hoosiers and Irish. I only had 2 TVs. But he said it was late.
Yeah, Oregon looked like a pretty good team, man. I thought they had a chance. Ohio State and Miami look like the two best teams. Obviously, they're 1 and 2. Texas Tech has beaten their last 4 opponents by 20 points or more. So you have to include them.
They put money into that program this offseason.
They should be top 5. They're like ranked 10th or something right now. But Ole Miss struggled to get to a victory yesterday. I think they're 6th. But Indiana should move up into the top 5 after that win over Oregon.
Oh, absolutely. They might jump. They might jump Ole Miss. After struggling against Wazoo yesterday, dude.
For sure. Washington State. Was it Washington State?
Yeah.
Yeah, they struggled with Washington State. They should be dropped down.
A team that struggles
Ole
against
Miss
FCS
does that,
teams
man. It's crazy. Ole Miss always seems to do that. We beat them last year when we kicked them out of the playoffs. Basically, Kentucky did. And then this year they only beat us by a touchdown when they were way better than us. But then they go. I mean, it's like they get up for the big games and then they almost fall asleep against the teams that they should beat handily, almost playing to the level of their competition, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think Indiana should jump Ole Miss. Yeah. Texas A&M should be up there because they beat Florida yesterday.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of I was shocked by the Oregon outcome. I thought I was basically putting them in the national title. I thought that they could run the table. But
Ryan Poles was at the Ohio State Illinois game scouting with him and his scouts were at Ohio State Illinois. There was a few shots on Twitter of him taking in the game. Lots of talent on both sides of the ball there. I mean, Illinois has got some pass rushers too. I mean, Ohio State.
I was gonna say Jacas.
Gabe
Jacas. That's that'd be a guy I'd be looking for probably in the second round if you can get him.
Yeah, so you got to figure Ryan Poles looking for second round for pass rush offensive line, which fits in with what Bears fans have been asking for.
If he's looking at an offensive tackle, I think he's got to go to Alabama and check out Proctor. That dude is, and they use him in an abundance of different ways. So Ben Johnson would be able to already see
from Des Moines.
If I throw this guy a pass, he can actually catch it. Yeah, he's their utility back, right, Neil?
the guy's like 6'7", 350, and athletic as hell.
If we call William Perry the refrigerator, what's this guy? Is he just semi truck? What is this guy called?
You have to see this guy. He's like he dominated prep football here in Des Moines. Just Southeast Polk High School. It's just no contests, just destroying people. You look at he's just like a physical specimen. But for that size, just unheard of. The athleticism, the build.
Yeah, the athleticism is crazy.
Crazy. Off the charts.
Definitely. I mean, if that's William Refrigerator Perry, it's maybe Proctor's a meat locker. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a damn good one.
The meat locker.
Just a quick question, because obviously we've got Neil on the show. Neil, how much has the portal transfer and also the ability for college players to earn money from their rights, how much has that sort of changed things in the last couple of years?
Say that again one more time.
I was just wondering how the players transfer, like they can seem to transfer quite a lot to different universities.
Oh yeah, the transfer portal thing.
And also the money they can make on their on their own likeness. Has that sort of altered things quite a lot in the college game, or the structure of the game, of how players are recruited?
The thing about the transfer portal is that a lot of my buddies that are still within the four walls of college football, like they absolutely despise it.
I can imagine.
And some of the guys I know are at lower level schools, FCS, D2, D3. Trying to manage a roster at those levels with the transfer portal is nearly impossible.
Right.
It's nearly impossible. And, the thing is that every single year you are recruiting your own players. You're recruiting a new class coming in, and you're watching out for other teams and basically opponent scouting, essentially, for the inevitable free agent wire to open up, which thankfully this year the whole one transfer portal window thing passed. There's not going to be a springtime one, I don't think. I think it's just going to be the wintertime one, which is huge, because that means that coaches are going to be able to go through an entire spring and not have to worry about picking up the pieces in May once spring ball's over. So that's a massive thing that's going to take place. But yeah, it's just chaos, man. It's just absolute chaos with college football right now. And the thing about it is that it's chaotic enough for the coaches, the GMs, the scouts, the recruiters, the evaluators, all the personnel people. It's chaotic enough for them already, with the nature of what the transfer portal is right now. There needs to be guardrails on it, and we're going the right direction. Like I said, with the one window change that's coming through, but also equally as chaotic for the NFL guys, because the NFL guys are going into schools now, and you're almost having to play a yellow brick quest to figure out where this kid came from, and wind through the muck and trying to figure out his path of where the whole deal. So he's having to, Johnny NFL Scout is now having to go into, Wisconsin, talking about Joey Bag of Donuts to the me guy, the NFL liaison guy, and all the coaches about Joey Bag of Donuts. Then he's also having to go to the previous staff.
Yes.
Talk to the me guy there and all those guys there about Joey Bag of Donuts, and then potentially also another school, because he's now on his third or fourth school in 3 or 4 years, right? Having to talk to the me guy there and all the coaches and stuff about Joey Bag of Donuts. So it becomes, it's like 2, 3, 4 times the work sometimes for the NFL guys, just trying to get the character, trying to get the background on kids, just to be sure we're crossing the I's and dotting the T's, so to speak, right? I mean, it's nuts, man. But yeah, there was supposed to have been a lot of there's supposed to be a lot of guardrails that were supposed to have been voted on in April, going into action in July, but I think that all got pushed back. But part of that is going to be, I'm just reading Focisi's thing, more guidelines and rules are needed. Yes, absolutely. And that's kind of what I'm talking about here. It's, you got basically the equivalent of a regulated free agency and transparency of contracts coming in. And there's going to be a little bit of a salary cap sort of implementation that is going to take place as well. All those things are 1,000% needed, because right now it's the wild, wild west. And it can't be that way, because it is damaging kids. It's damaging kids' progression, their growth potentials, their ability to actually get a degree. I know a lot of kids don't give a shit about that, but in reality, football quits all of us at some point. We got to do something. And not all of us are going to the NFL either. So, having a degree in hand is good. It's kind of needed, and having some guardrails on that is going to make it easier for these kids to get that. But ultimately, we're not talking about degrees when we're talking about transfer portal. We're talking about majoring in the NFL at this point. So, that's just kind of floating around there in the background. I've been thinking about that. But once these guardrails are in place, it'll
not only that. I mean,
cohesive.
So I feel like eventually they'll have like a salary cap system or something, because it's allowing teams like a Texas A&M and a Texas Tech, who have all that oil money down there, they can just pay people whatever. It's like almost like money's non-existent. Whereas Kentucky or Mississippi or states like, Neil, you're a Mississippi State guy. They don't have the abundance of millionaires and billionaires that can funnel money into the program to build it.
The volume of it is the problem.
Right. And then on top of that, Neil, you were talking about the lower level colleges. I know last week, EKU, it's Eastern Kentucky University, their head coach was on KSR, and I was listening to their interview, and they said, we had Higgins, who just got drafted out of Iowa State. He came from EKU. The transfer portal allowed him to go to a Big Ten school, get noticed, and get drafted. They had a really good offensive lineman who was able to transfer to Purdue. But what that's doing is those lower level schools, they've got to go out here and recruit. they got to recruit and try to replace it, and they just don't.
Yeah.
Those players don't grow on trees to go to an EKU or a Western Michigan or a Ball State, and it just makes it that much more difficult. And then you got coaches. I mean, that's what ran Nick Saban out. Was he said they lost a bowl game, and instead of the players being upset that they lost, they were like, "Well, what do we? What's my contract basically look like for next year, coach?" Like. He was like, dude, we just lost the freaking Sugar Bowl. What are you talking about? I need you to be invested in this program and this team. And they're kind of losing that. But I don't know. I love college football and I always will. But I feel like they got to get a handle on it.
He was talking about how Saban, I remember him touching on the coaches meeting in his office. And the thing that really hit me, and really I kind of saw us coming down the road, is when he said the conversations went from education, development, boy to man, all those sort of like intrinsic things, to what's in it for me? How much am I getting? What's my cut? And there's a third wheel there in the form of an agent or a runner or bad man or whatever the case may be. He's now in those meetings with mom and dad or auntie and uncle or cousins or whatever family members are in the thing with him. He said it just got to the point where it felt so grimy.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing as well is that you don't want it to be like soccer over here, the Premiership, where it's just the club that earns the most amount of money usually wins a title.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the good thing about the NFL is with the salary cap, it keeps a bit more of a level playing field for all the teams. And it'd be such a detriment to the sport that you'd have like maybe, I don't know, like Alabama a day, but afford to get all the best players through the portal just due to like the money they can give them. So cheers for that, Neil, because I've always wanted to know, how it sort of affected college football over the last sort of couple of years.
One thing I was thinking about, Waddy, and just kind of, bouncing off the back end of that, and I see, Fochisi says C-Dubs was rich coming into the draft. One of the questions that a lot of these scouts will ask in the room is, what's going to happen to the kid once he gets a stack of cash in his hand? And throughout the entirety of my career within college football, I didn't necessarily know how to answer that question. If there's one thing the transfer portal did, is it made that one particular question very transparent in a very short period of time.
That's true.
Yeah, and that was a bigger question. When we were just talking NBA, that was a bigger question for them because you had the one and done system. These kids were coming from nothing to literally a year later being millionaires at 19 years old. So it was definitely like you said, Neil, you don't know how they're going to react when they get money. But I feel like we got to start getting into our game because we've got about 45 minutes left.
AC, I was looking for this. Alabama lined up Caden Proctor as a running back yesterday, so I've got that little clip if you want to see it.
Yeah, you can throw it up.
Yeah. All right. Look at our 6'7", 366.
Absurd.
How athletic that is, man. The Bears need a running back and a left tackle. We killed.
Gets himself some air right there. Look at that. Gets himself
two
some air.
birds with one stone.
Killed two birds. Look at him. Look at that athleticism. Jesus.
That's absurd, dude.
Absolutely
absurd.
360. Yeah.
And I think he caught a touchdown pass in week 1 as well. So it's
he did that little screenplay on the perimeter. Pulled over.
Anyways, that's what I was talking about
to get there.
The athleticism, I was talking about earlier. But yeah, we got to talk some Bears Commanders, right?
Yeah. So Mikey,
that's what the show's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
This isn't college football.
The way
Sunday.
I see it, Neil, is it's a tailgate. So when you're chilling at a tailgate, you're not only talking Bears football. You're talking about what the Packers are doing, what the Lions are doing, what you're seeing in college football. The guys, at least I am. I'm a football nerd, so I want to.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, even the preseason, they're like, I can't watch it. The starters aren't playing this and that. I'm like, dude, that's showing you who could be coming up next year, the year after, etc. And I'm watching these kids.
That way.
Yeah. And I'm watching these kids in college, so to continue watching them in preseason and stuff is even better. But Mikey says seems like Grady can still play even though he's a did not participate. Tooch, you want to throw up our injury report? We can go over it real quick. First things first, because we're getting some guys back, which is helpful. Dang it! I think we both did it.
I had it. Got it.
Jeez.
You go ahead. Like a little delay behind us.
Yeah.
All right.
Grady Jarrett is out.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Booker questionable. Travis Homer questionable. Colson Loveland questionable. I would love to see Austin Booker come back and see what he can give our defensive line. I know he's so far in his career has been a preseason All-American, I guess. But I would love to see him get a chance. Yeah, to get a chance to go and build off of that. But I mean, if you look under that, Brisker's full participant, TJ Edwards, Kyler Gordon making their season debut, Darnell Wright a full participant. So we're getting a lot of guys back that we needed, and our defense is damn sure needed it. I mean, we watched team after team run all over us, and pass when they need to. We just got lucky against the Raiders. It seemed like because they didn't really go away from Genty, but we did. I don't feel like we did anything to stop him. Cowboys definitely went away from Javonte Williams when they were running all over us. I don't know how much of that TJ Edwards helps with, but
Gordon too.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to. I'm just glad we're getting healthy. Coming out of the bye, this is what you definitely need, and this was the one positive about having such an early bye is you get to get healthy, which is what we desperately needed. Tooch, what's the first thing that sticks out to you on this injury report here?
Well, Grady Jarrett being out means Javon Dexter's got to step up, and he's been good this season. He's got some the stats to back up the ability. Austin Booker should give us some juice to the pass rush. You would think, but Daniels has got the knee brace on. I wonder how much he's going to scramble limited. I know the last time we faced them, they had a lot of designed runs for him, and there was a stretch of the season where the Commanders didn't punt for like 8 games or whatever. I remember how many it was. Yeah, McLaurin is. I'll flash that up there. I've got the Commanders injury report too. McLaurin is out. Deebo Samuel is questionable for this game too. That's their top 2 wideouts. So I mean, we're like talk about catching a break. We may be catching a break, but that Commanders defensive line is stacked, man. They have some serious star power. Deron Payne, Javon Kinlaw, Eddie Goldman is a backup there, the former Bear defensive line.
Hey, Tucher, this is looking really blurry. Can you run down the list and tell us who's on here?
Yeah. Yep, I sure can. It's a hold on a minute. Let me grab the actual. That's crazy. See if I can get a better one. Hold on.
Looks like to me it's. Go ahead, dude.
The punter Tressway is questionable. Was he on the Bears?
Yeah.
Defensive end Dietrich Wise questionable. Wide receiver Noah Brown did not practice. Austin Eckler's out, of course. Sorry, this is an older one. I can't read this. Sorry, let me. It
looks like McLaurin. I can see Samuel on there is limited. McLaurin's DNP. He's apparently out, right? Jay and Daniels is full. Sam Cosme, is that Sam Cosme? Is full?
He was on the PUP list, so it looks like he's a full participant. They're getting him back.
Like 3 of the guys on there I can't read.
Since it's a Monday night game, it's obviously not final.
Right.
A second, maybe I could sharpen that up. I was trying to find this last bit I had the Bears. I should have grabbed the Commanders too. But it's weird. It says it's high resolution too. Like someone did some crap to it.
I don't know.
It's been a very tiny high resolution photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could barely make it out. Oh, Focheezy says Noah Brown. Why does that sound familiar? That's the guy who caught the Hail Mary on us. I don't know if you were being sarcastic on that or
Oh, here
or
it
if that
is.
was a legitimate.
So we got Terry McLaurin out, wide receiver Noah Brown out, guard Sam Cosmi is doubtful, running back Chris Rodriguez Jr. is questionable, wide receiver Deebo Samuel Sr. questionable, tight end John Bates looks like he's a full go. Jan Daniels obviously a full go. So they got T Mac out, Noah Brown out. Sam Cosmi looks doubtful, which is weird because he was full all week, but now doubtful for the game.
Yeah, that was weird. That's what I was going to say. I know with Chris Rodriguez Jr. down, that's their second string running back. The starter is Ja'Cory Krosky. Is it Krosky Merritt? They call him Bill, but he's an absolute monster in their backfield. 7th round pick. Go figure.
I was clamoring for him towards the end of the draft.
I didn't know anything about him until I was listening to Pardon My Take, and PFT Commenter's a big Commanders fan, so obviously he's kind of tuned into them. And he was talking about him all off season. I mean, before they even traded away Brian Robinson. So I was kind of, tuned into him, but I was like, well, they still got Eckler. I don't know how much they're going to use him, but now that he's the primary back, that's the guy. That's the guy that they've got back there. And like you said, Jaden Daniels coming back. There's a lot of undertones. We heard Mike Wilbon on ESPN 1000 this week say, and he's in the DC area, so he said he's got it on good authority that Jaden Daniels has a personal, I guess he said disliking. I don't know how he exactly worded it. Almost like a personal vendetta against Caleb Williams. But I mean, I feel like you're going to have that for the number 1 and the number 2 pick. And if you're Jaden Daniels, you're saying, I went to Arizona State and won. I went to LSU and won. I got a Heisman. If I had a defense, I'd probably have a national title. So he's probably, I don't know. I don't know if he feels slighted by the Bears passing on him or what. But apparently the Bears tried to bring him in for a 30 visit, and he said no, because he felt like they had their mind made up on Caleb and was just kind of checking a box on that.
Yeah,
on that meeting.
Sounds like sour grapes to me.
Yeah. As well, massive. But I mean, the thing is, though, he's probably glad that he didn't get picked by the Bears, just due to what Caleb had to put up with last year with the coaching and the offensive line, and I think Toot mentioned it before, and I think this game's going to boil down to how well we can run the ball and how much we can stop their running game, because that's been the two sort of weaknesses, standout weaknesses I've noticed over the last couple of games, and it's our run defense which scares me, because they're number 1 in rushing at the moment at Washington are. And we just can't seem to find a solution at the moment in time to stop it. Maybe having TJ Edwards back's going to make a difference, and Kyler Gordon, because they bring him down into the box and he's a really good tackler for a defensive back. But that's the thing I'm sort of really going to concentrate on, is just seeing how well our offensive line plays. Because who do you think is going to start on the offensive line? It's going to be Benedict, left tackle. Who's going to be the right tackle is rightfully fit from the elbow injury he's had. So, it'd just be nice to have an offensive line which can, which is solidified and, which is playing together for, a couple of weeks in a row instead of it always chopping and changing. What do you guys think?
Well, by the numbers, the Bears allow 164.5 yards per game, which is dead last in the NFL, 6.1 yards per carry. Washington is the number 1 rushing team in the NFL with 156.4 yards per game. So, it's like we have strength against weakness here, at its ultimate peak here. So Bears have got to stop the run. I mean, there's no question the run fits have to be there. Neil, how would you what would you do to help the Bears bear down a little bit on the run defense?
Down on the run defense. Well, that's one of the 2 things I'm looking at this week. Is this is the healthiest our defense has been all year. The only time when we've had all the pieces together, except for Grady Jarrett. So that's going to be fun to watch and see how this whole thing gels together.
Yeah.
He's not
But I mean-
exactly known as a run stuffer, though, Grady. He's a
right?
bit
Yeah.
undersized, but-
You know, thankfully we have Billings in there to take care of that whole take care of all that business. But
Yep.
you know, it'll be good to finally see. And obviously, JJ's not healthy. He's banged up. But you know what they do with those corners. Is Kyler Gordon going to play over the nickel, or is he going to play outside? How, you know, are we going to have our best two corners play outside, or are we going to have Kyler play his natural position? Is kind of one thing I'm looking at. Having the second level intact, absolutely massive. Having Booker to bring some fire off the edge on third down. I'm looking forward to seeing that action. Absolutely looking forward to seeing if we could actually get a pass rush. You know, this week, if we could create some if we could create some tension in the backfield, that would be an amazing thing to see. But yeah, man, you know, yeah, right. You know, discipline's a massive thing. Not disciple, discipline. We all love Jesus. It is Sunday. God bless. You know, the whole thing. But we must stay discipled at all times. Got to stay discipled at all times. But
maths, right?
I think a massive thing, though. I think there's a massive thing about, you know, the trench warfare this week, because Washington is physical and they're aggressive in the trenches, and especially their defensive line against our offensive front is going to be something I'm going to be watching like a hawk.
Yep, you're reading from my notes. That the Commanders' defensive line, they have some talent, man. There's pass rushers there, man. You talk Dorrance Armstrong, Preston Smith, and Von Miller. I mean, it's like almost three little Max Crosbys. You know, they're going. I mean, not that good, but three good pass rushers, and then Deron Payne and Javon Kinlaw in the middle. Those are two quality defensive tackles.
Yeah, KB's back.
Well, I mean, I reckon though, Toots, I reckon we can pass on them because they're allowing 214 yards per game with their pass defense, and you know, and if we can keep growing our passing offense with Robert Dunze and DJ Moore and you know, and getting Caleb to spread the ball about like he did say against Dallas, then I think we can stretch our defensive backs anyway.
It's been a weird defensive year for the Bears. We're like absolutely terrible on first and second down, like giving up, you know, 7 yards on first. But on third down, we're like the best in the NFL. You know, our overall defensive success rate is like 31st, and the Commanders' defense has been good. They're not 9th in defensive success rate. But if you look back, I mean, the Commanders have been, you know, win, lose. They're due to lose on their next one. If you want it, they played some similar opponents. They played the Raiders. They blew out the Raiders. They lost to the Packers, lost to the Falcons. I forget who else that they beat the Giants opening day, lost the Packers, beat the Raiders, Falcons lost, and then they beat the Chargers last weekend. Pretty. I mean, they've got some quality wins with Chargers, and they beat pretty handily.
I think a big thing though in this game is the Commanders have the oldest roster in the NFL. So if you can,
I didn't know that.
Kind of get up on them early. I don't know if, I mean, if you think about it, you got Von Miller, you got Bobby Wagner, inside linebacker, you got Lattimore at corner, who has been cooked the last 2 years. And if anyone knows how to take advantage of that, I feel like it's Dennis Allen, who had him for all those years in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So I feel
Eddie Goldman's kicking around on there.
Yeah, I feel confident. Yeah, Eddie Goldman, who retired as a Bear, was like, "Yeah, I think I'll come back."
Like retired twice. Retired twice. Yeah,
like me.
That's wild.
I mean, once you start hanging them up, once you start hanging them up, you turn into Brett Favre type stuff. You know, you can always tell when it's spring when Brett Favre comes out of retirement. And I don't know if I should feel as confident as I do because, like I said, we barely beat the Raiders. But I don't know, just something about this team is. it just feels different, man. I don't know. It just feels different. People try to build narratives about DJ Moore and Caleb not getting along, but every time I see them on the sideline, they're next to each other. They try to build narratives about I don't know. They just
too much bullshit.
I think it's so much. Right, exactly, Neil. Just a bunch of crap that's not true.
I could back that up.
I agree with True Pilgrim here.
I could back up your claim, AC. Coming off the bye, Ben Johnson led offense in 2023. Coming off the bye, 41 points, 533 yards of offense in 2024. Coming off the bye, 47 points, 492 yards of total offense. He's cooking something up, AC, for tomorrow night. He's cooking something up.
Well, that's going to be interesting, though, Tooch, because over the last sort of couple of seasons, we've come out of bye weeks really slow, with Eberflus and Matt Nagy. So hopefully, we're going to see a change. They're going to come out 100%. But yeah, I just think as well how they won against the Raiders. If you win ugly, that's usually quite a good sign that you've got a decent team. If even if you play poor, you still win. It's a bit of a soccer thing over here, they say. But yeah, I'm like with you, AC. I've got this quiet confidence about Monday night, and I don't quite know why, and that worries me.
Yeah, KB, man, I feel like I haven't heard from you all show. What are your thoughts on the game? I mean, we've talked O-line, D-line, we've talked about injuries coming back. Wherever you want to take the show, brother, the floor is yours.
Now wherever I want to take the show. Don't put me in charge, brother. Huh? We might go off the cliff.
Come on.
We might go off the cliff. This game to me, man. I said this on the other podcast, AC. I'm not here to make this about revenge. I think trying to make a game about revenge instead of making it be about business is a recipe for disaster. That they talked this game up all week to be this is the revenge game. This is that. They gotta get their lick back. I'm not subscribing to that because, like I said, you go out and you lose this game, then what? What do you say about the season at that point? You know what I'm saying? Commanders that's a good team over there, man. I heard about you see the people they got out, but you see what people are doing to attack the Bears defense. Right now, that's running the ball at them, and they happen to have a very good running back right now in the kid with the two last names. I'm not going to try to pronounce that.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill. So I feel like they're going to come out. They're going to try to attack us by running the ball. You look at the fact that Jaden Daniels can move around with his feet. That could be a sneaky play that they try. I don't want to see this game come down to a fucking Hail Mary or a last second anything because you just know, like, yeah, that'll go well for us.
Don't show that picture, man. Don't show that picture. For fuck's sake.
Also, man, look, we make this big thing about Ben Johnson coming out of the bye. I got to see what he looks like coming out of the bye with the Bears. Because we can talk all we want. Last week, fans were ready to throw in the towel on Ben Johnson because we were getting our ass kicked in by the Raiders for most of that game. Everything that people said was going to happen happened. Ashton Genty had his welcome to the NFL moment with the Bears. That kid put on an absolute show. 3 touchdowns, 150 plus yards rushing. He had receiving yards. Like, he put on the show. Then to turn around and they go lay an egg in Indianapolis. So you either telling me the Raiders are just that damn bad or the Colts are that damn good. Or maybe it's a combination of both. But I looked at it and I said, damn, this team is pushing. The Colts push their face in. Absolutely push their face in.
Indiana Jones, man.
Man, this is great. KB, this is great because I think that sort of doubt is a little in the back of every Bears fan's head, a little bit of doubt. This is the perfect game for the team to get motivated for.
Absolutely.
This is the biggest game, so far, and we're catching the Commanders at the right time. We won't have Scary Terry. Debo's banged up. They're up. The third wide receiver's out, so 1 and 3 are out. Debo's banged up. Jaden Daniels is wearing a knee brace. So I mean, I like the Bears' chances in this one. Can they pull out the victory? Man, it's going to be close. That's why plus 4.5 makes sense to me. I would take the Bears in 4.5 points.
Where are we playing that? Since we played them last year in Washington, are we playing in Chicago?
Nope, back in Washington.
How the hell would they do that to us?
I think our last 4 games against them have been in D.C. too. I don't know how that, by trick of fate, scheduling came up against us.
That's weird.
But look, the Commanders though, after the Eagles they lost on Thursday night. The little crazy angry Hobbit got them. Got the Eagles. The Commanders might smell some blood.
I don't want to be the one that said I wanted Scatterboo all the way leading up into the draft, and everybody told me he was too slow to be an NFL running back. I said, I do not care. I don't care if he has a 3-year career. Give me that man on my football team every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Imagine the jersey sales. Hell, he'd be a fan favorite.
He's a psychopath.
Psycho.
He's a psychopath.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I was one of them. I was like, I don't know if he's going to be an NFL player. Man, he proved me wrong. His balance is so incredible. Man, he's super athletic for a dude that size. He's just like flying through the air. It's wild to see his success. That Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, I think they got a little something there to build around.
They saved Brian Daboll's ass so far. I mean, we'll see how it continues going.
He's just like, are my players okay? I need my players out.
He's going into the tent to get his quarterback out.
I know, right? Come back out, please. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this might be an upset special week, so I'm hoping, the Giants upset the Eagles, and there's some upset potential today, and I'm hoping the Bears are one of them on Monday.
Are the Bears the underdogs then via Las Vegas? Right.
Yeah, 4.5-point dogs.
Oh, really? Wow. All right.
Yeah, with all those injuries, it doesn't make sense.
That line hasn't moved any. I did the 12-ounce Core Route podcast on Wednesday. And it was at 4.5 then. And I was like, shit, I'm pounding that. Give me plus 4.5.
Take the Bears in a teaser.
Right.
Boost that 6-point teaser. You get Bears plus 10.5. I like that.
Yeah. Well, we got about 20 minutes left, I think, before Tooch has to go and help people set their fantasy lineups. Hopefully they've already said it, though, because there's a game going on in London right now.
It's like injuries and bye week. It's like. Oof.
So we'll go around the room. Give me your score prediction, bowl prediction, your MVB, and hit your shout-outs, and we'll get on out of here. I'll start with Tooch. I'll go down to KB and bring it on around, and I'll finish this out.
All right, let me get this here. Got the Bears are 4. I like the Bears. I think this will be close, man. I'm trying to find the total on the game. You guys anybody know the total on the game? Total points?
I'll look it up real quick. I gotta get logged in though, so it'll take me a second.
I'm gonna take the Bears to upset, but I think it'll be close.
49.5.
That's going to be high. I think it'll be a lot lower scoring than that. Man, this feels like a Raiders type game, like 25-24 to me. I think the Bears go right back, but I'm going to take Bears 24, Commanders 23. I like the total to stay under. Give me the Bears plus 4.5 too in this one. I think Ben Johnson comes out. We take advantage of that injured Commanders team. I think Caleb throws for over his listed total of 214. Caleb Williams over passing yards in that game. Might look at a Rome Odunze anytime touchdown too in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the Bears 24-23 Bears.
Hell yeah. And if you want to hit shout outs, then KB will go.
Yep, all my mates here on the show. Of course, Aldo for making it all possible. Come check out Fantasy Football Goon right after this show. It will be just me and Adam Sham. My favorite Okie.
Man, he kicked my ass the other week in fantasy. I had a good week, and he still killed me.
I hate that.
I mean,
you have an awesome week, and you play the. I had one season where I played the high score every week. I was just like, come on.
Yeah. Go ahead, KB.
First and foremost, like I said, as always, shout out to y'all boys, man. I know your boy couldn't be on as much as I should have been today, but hey man, y'all did your thing, man. First of all, man, also shout out to my boy Neil, man. He was an in-season addition to the squad, man. We absolutely love Neil being on with us. Shout out to everybody in the chat as always too. And we appreciate y'all for jumping on always as y'all do and comment what you comment. As far as my end game thoughts, man, I'm not gonna be negative on this one. I'm gonna give the Bears the win on this one. Like I said, it just seems like the Commanders might have it stacked against them right now. There's a lot of people hurt, and that's your quarterback's not at 100%, and a part of his game is running around. So I didn't know he was wearing a knee brace, so that I have to take that into consideration. That being said, I still know that those boys can put up points. So until the Bears defense shows me that there's something other than what they are right now, I will give Bears, I'll say 24-21 Bears. I do think it's going to be it's going to be a really close game. I got this feeling that we're going to start slow, and then in the second half we'll pick it up and we'll score. So it's kind of like the Raiders game. We'll just say it's the Raiders game again. I feel like we'll pick it up in the second half and we'll score more points. We doing MVBs and shit like that still?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If he plays, I want to give Austin Booker some shine in this game if he does play. I'll throw a wild stat out. I'd say he gets us 2 sacks today. My MVP on offense, of course, I'm going to go with Caleb this game. I don't want you to take it personal, brother, but take it personal. Go out and outperform James Daniels. Just go lead this team to a victory.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with today. But I'm giving the Bears the dub.
Yeah, I mean, if you hear someone saying they don't like you for whatever reason, something that was completely out of your control, and that doesn't get your competitive juices flowing, I don't know what will. Yeah, you're right. We need motivated Caleb today. King Buka says, I'm really starting to dislike Washington fans. Yeah, all 3 of them are getting really annoying. That's crazy.
The Lions of the East.
Good call, Esther.
Neil, if you want to hit your shout outs, give me your score prediction and MVP.
Part of that annoyance is that it's completely one-sided, this whole feud thing. This rivalry. It's completely one-sided, dude. Nobody here gives a shit about Washington.
Yeah, it's
and
like
whatever
the
they want to call themselves.
Like the Mad Men scene when she says, I hate you or whatever, and he goes, I don't even think about you. it's that.
Boom.
Elevator
Exactly.
scene.
Yeah.
Exactly. Man, I'm amped up to see what this defense looks like today. Getting all these pieces back and healthy. This is probably the healthiest we've looked after 5 weeks in a long time. So I want to see, how much fire Booker's going to bring off the edge, as I said before. How this secondary reacts to the top 2 retrievers being out and having to guard some backups. I think that's definitely chalk that up in our advantage column. The trench warfare on both sides, though, I think is going to be the biggest thing. So, like in terms of like MVP, the offensive line, I think is going to be the MVP. And even like specifically those tackles. I want to see those tackles protect. I want to see them actually look like NFL offensive tackles out there and do their jobs. The right guard, I think we need to see him give a consistently solid effort as well. But I think if the offensive line can handle that defensive front of Washington, we're going to be in great shape. I think it's probably going to be a score similar to like a 28-24, 27-21 type of situation. Bears obviously cover. The over-under, I think, is going to be tight. I think Occam's razor has it going over, but I think it's going to be tight. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Would love to see DeAndre Swift, go ahead and have a productive day as well. Get that ground game going. But if Caleb has some time to go ahead and distribute the football, I feel really good about it. Keep his jersey clean. Give him 3-4 seconds in the pocket. Allow him to throw the football around. I feel really good about that situation.
But Swift had a good game against them last time, over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah. And let's give Monungai some touches too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's give Monungai some touches, and let's get him out there on 3rd and long, so we have somebody that can actually pass protect in the backfield there. That's kind of something I definitely want to see as well. But he's the only one in that backfield that can actually pass protect. So we gotta utilize that to our advantage. Yeah, that's my thoughts, boys. Appreciate you having me on as well. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Always bringing it every single week, lighting it up, giving me a bunch of hell for calling you out and mispronouncing a word. True Pilgrim, you're hilarious. Fuck you.
I wasn't gonna touch it. I was just gonna leave it.
I saw it. I just laughed, dude. I absolutely laughed. But hey, it is Sunday. We gotta stay prayed up, right? We gotta stay prayed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay discipled up.
Stay discipled up, dude. That's what it's all about. So it's all about, man. But yeah, outside of that, obviously, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, all the stuff. And y'all have a great day. And bear down, boys.
Yeah, go ahead, C-Dub.
Just first of all, I just want to thank you, boys. It's always a great Sunday afternoon. I have a chance to talk football with you boys, and especially with Neil joining us as well with his expertise. It's really good. I always learn something every week. I think really this is down to the trenches. I think, if the Bears can run the ball and also control Washington's rushing attack, that's going to make a massive difference. I think my MVP is going to be Roma Dunze. I'd like to see how he can continue scoring every game. That'd be really good. I think we can definitely pass on Washington. I think that's probably like their sort of weakness of their defense is their defensive backs. I want to shout to everyone in the chat, to Aldo for the channel. But yeah, I think we're going to win 24-21. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think there will be points scored in it. And I just want to see the Bears sort of get 3 in a row, and start building on the success. And I think Johnson will want to have a bit of revenge against the Commanders because he lost to them in the NFC Championship. Well, he lost to them in the playoffs last year, so I imagine that'll be on his mind a little bit. But yeah, just everybody take care. And I just hope, the Bears can continue this sort of form. And Chicago, man, just look after yourself at this moment in time. I hope everybody's all right and stay strong, Chicago, against all the crap. And just Bears win. Just let's get this on a roll, because we can't drop games, in our division because we're in such a hard division as well. So bear down and let's get a Bears win.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. But I will attempt. First and foremost, shout out to you fellas for coming on here with me. I love coming on here talking ball with you, Tooch. You're my right-hand man. KB, you're my guy, man. My brother from another mother. C-Dub, my brother from across the pond. And Neil Stopchinski, as KB said, an excellent addition to the show. Just like Chris said, I feel like I learned something from you week in and week out where we can talk college ball, we could talk prospects, we could talk about food. We got it all here at the Tailgate Show. So definitely shout out to all y'all. Shout out to the chat for bringing it today. We had King Buka in there, Mr. Shorty showing up late, Relentless Mikey, Matthew Fochese, of course, has been in. I think Fochese's in here before I am. I don't know what he does every morning. I show up and he's got the lights on with a beer poured for me. I appreciate it. I feel like I said, man, I've just got a great feeling about this game, and maybe I'll be smacked in the face and be dead wrong, but I feel like Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and the defense all have something to prove this week, and they're going to come out with their hair on fire. I think we blow out this team. I think we win this game 41-23.
I would love
Bears. I think
Wow.
Ben Johnson's going to come out and throw the ball around. And my MVP is going to be TJ Edwards coming back from injury. He's going to be all over Bill, tackling him, and he might get a pick or two as well. You know, that guy's got some sticky hands on defense. So that's the way I see it. And like I said, if I come back here next week and we lose, I mean, I'll just delete this forever and pretend like it never happened.
We'll remember it. Don't worry about it, mate. We'll remember. We'll bring it up at the end of the season.
Absolutely. You know, you can call me your wanker of the week next week, Chris, if I'm wrong. But
Just don't want to be bummed Tuesday morning like I am today.
That's right. Absolutely, Neil.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe to the Bar Room, hit the notification bell to tell you when we go live. We got the Tailgate Show Sunday mornings. Then right after that, we set your fantasy lineup for you. Through the week, you get John Buffone, you get Greg Gabriel coming to give his thoughts on the Bears, etc. And I mean, you can't get this collection of talent and minds. I don't think you get it anywhere else on the internet. Go ahead, KB.
I was gonna say real quick because I didn't know if it was said or anybody mentioned it. That man, shout out to the Canadian Eagle making his first start at left tackle.
Hell yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we got Benedict at left tackle. I thought Neil was going to go there when he was talking about the old line, but he just kind of said both offensive tackles. Hey, man,
we need Darnell Wright to have a game now too. You know, we need Darnell Wright to have a game now too.
Yeah,
it's not just about Theo.
That's true.
Although, like Theo, it is mainly
Mikey.
about Theo, but.
Mikey with a great comment. Tyreek Stevenson in the last 2 games has been on fire. And this is, coming back to the scene of the crime, trying to get it all figured out. Absolutely.
I want to see Tyreek knock somebody out this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
be
ready
fantastic.
to go,
man. So like, comment, subscribe, all those things. Until next week, we'll just leave everybody with a bear down.